This is BoomerLife on CL 650.
Listen to the rhythm of the falling rain, telling me just what a fool I've been.
And welcome back to the show. You are listening to BoomerLife on CL 650. I'm Zach Spencer. And today we're talking about the dramatic effects of hearing loss and the dramatic effects of having that dealt with through hearing aids. And NexGen Hearing is here with Dr. Ted Venema and Mike Henwood from the downtown Victoria NexGen location. Now, Mike, can you explain to me help me with the name here, Resound, how do you say the last bit? Links 2?
Yes.
Okay, what is Resound Links 2?
Resound Links 2 is their latest technology.
And so this is a brand of hearing aids.
That's a brand of hearing aids, right. And their newest chip, or the computer inside the hearing aid, is called the Links 2. And then there's 3 different price levels that give you access to more noise reduction and a smoother sound overall.
And so what do these microphones do?
So the hearing aid itself amplifies what the patient needs. But for example, there's lots of people out there that all they can hear is the low bassy parts of my voice. Mm-hmm. They have no mid frequencies and no high frequencies. So it's just vowel sounds that they can hear. And so what the amplifier or the hearing aid does, it gives them amplification they need in those frequencies, and it actually can shift some of the high frequencies over so that they can hear them. But their word recognition ability to distinguish words is still very poor. Very poor. And when you put that microphone on, let's say they're taking a class in school and the professor at the front has the microphone on that's connected to their hearing aids, that professor's voice comes directly into the hearing aids. And I've had people who are that hard of hearing say, I can understand his English now. And they just come with a big smile on their face.
And how far can this reach?
25 or 30 feet. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and sometimes it'll go farther, but sometimes at home the wife can wear it, and she can.
If they, Ted, maybe you can answer this. If you can't hear those higher frequencies, they're lost pretty much, right?
Yeah.
So how does it make it up in the low frequency sounds? It's just amplifying.
In speech,
because you have you've explained in the past, right?
In all of speech and in any language, the any sound from your throat is loud and low. But if you compare your vowels A, E, I, O, U, and sometimes Y to the sound of S, or the sound of F, like all your lip sounds are high-pitched. Mm-hmm. And so to give you an example, if I say the words hat, fat, sat, cat, bat, they all have the but it's the and that's
hard to distinguish.
Yeah, and those are treble sounds. Right. And like Mike says, a lot of people with hearing loss have trouble with treble. They can't hear the high pitches. And so they can hear the words, but they can't hear what word you said.
But so, with this Resound Links 2 microphone, how is it?
What it's doing is it's instead of, let's say there's somebody with high-pitch hearing that doesn't have any high-pitch hearing left.
Right.
Well, you kind of wring blood out of a stone, laddie. If you've got no hearing there to aid, you can't aid it.
That's right.
So what these hearing aids do, as Mike was saying, is they'll shift the high pitches and they'll move them back over to the guy's low-pitch hearing where he still has hearing. And so that person will be able to distinguish whether these two sounds are the same or are they different? Mm-hmm. It's that kind of thing. And so you're shifting high pitches into the person's residual low pitch area in a desperate.
You're using what you've got.
Yeah,
right?
You're trying to use what you've got, maximizing the use of your residual hearing.
Now, Mike, these people are hard of hearing, right? They're quite severely hard of hearing. Yeah. So this is like a revelation when they can actually hear these distinguishing factors of speech, right?
Yeah, that technology alone is a big step in hearing aids, to be able to shift those frequencies over to the better hearing. But when they use that microphone in a classroom setting, it increases the signal-to-noise ratio. You radio guys must know about that. Signal-to-noise is basically you're getting much more of the voice you want to hear and less of everything else.
Oh, so it's suppressing all of the confusing sounds, right?
In a way, you can think of it like bringing the hearing aid up to the lips of the speaker. In an analogy, that's how you can think of it.
Right.
As Mike says, the person speaking who does not have the hearing loss is wearing the mic on his or her lapel.
All right, well, that's great for somebody who's taking a night class or something like that. But in real everyday life, does the spouse wear the mic typically?
Yes, the spouse would wear the mic, and then, let's say it's the husband who's hard of hearing. He can hear everywhere he goes.
It's good at restaurants.
Yes, I
you're
can imagine
sitting
background
across from a table from a significant other, and you've got a clatter of knives and forks around you, and you don't want all of that stuff picked up. So you're getting the speaker's voice that's going right into his or her lapel microphone, streamed by Bluetooth, again, wirelessly, right into your hearing aids.
Now, is this a system that you can use, you can go without it? Like, I mean, the hearing aid is in your ear. So when you're out doing your regular stuff and you don't have somebody with you, you can just keep it in your pocket, I guess.
Yeah.
And so how do you have an app? How is it controlled?
It's a separate unit.
Right.
You can just turn the power off, put it in its little case or pouch. When you want to use it, you turn it on, and then push the button on your hearing aid, it activates it, and then it's ready to use. It's wireless completely.
This is interesting because I just, funnily enough, had a hearing test, and I have good hearing for my age. He said you have excellent hearing. But I, even in a loud restaurant, have a hard time.
Sure.
Is that common?
Yep. It's harder to... When you're in a loud situation, you raise your voices up, right? But guess what?
Everybody else is talking loudly.
Yeah, what happens is, when in a loud situation, you're going to raise up your own voice, but the difference between your voice or the voices and the noise becomes less and less as the noise increases.
Sure.
For example, in a quiet listening situation, speech is usually about 10 decibels louder than the noise. In a moderate situation, speech is about 5 decibels louder than the noise. In a loud situation, speech is usually about 1 decibel less than the noise. And this is even taking into consideration that you're raising up the loudness of your voices. As Mike said earlier, it's the signal to noise ratio.
Sure.
The signal being the speech, the noise being the competing noise. And that ratio gets less and less as noises get louder and louder, even though we try and talk louder. So listening in noise is hard for people who have normal hearing. And if you've got inner ear hair cell damage due to your inner ear,
which is age-related, right?
Yes. That problem is exacerbated. It's made even worse.
That's Dr. Ted Venema from NexGen Hearing. We also have in studio Mike Henwood from the downtown Victoria NexGen location. So we talked about the benefits of this ReSound Links 2 microphone system. Is there an app that you can utilize with this?
Well, with the microphone, like I say, it's a separate entity that just pairs with the hearing aids. But the hearing aid itself has quite an elaborate app that gives you a lot of control. Like you can turn the microphone on just from the app. And you can control bass and treble. You can control the amount of noise reduction that you want. The app is quite elaborate.
Now, do people go out for a walk, for example, take the dog for a walk, and they'll turn the hearing aids off to save battery, for example, or do people turn their hearing aids off and on during the day, or do they generally just keep them on?
That kind of goes with the individual and the degree of his or her hearing loss.
Right.
Let's say you've got a mild to moderate hearing loss, which is like as common as the day is long. I think the name for that is called presbycusis, like in Presbyterian, Church of the Elders. Presbycusis, hearing of the elders.
Right.
So, when you hit age 40, your arms aren't long enough to see the page.
Yeah.
When you hit 65, you have trouble hearing treble. Some people might wear their hearing aids like I wear my reading glasses when they need them. Person with worse hearing loss, though, who can't hear speech at all without the hearing aids.
They're going to need it all the time.
That person's going to be, those hearing aids are like a lifeline, like a connection to the outside world.
Now, Mike, you have witnessed this. People who have felt isolated from the world come in to NexGen, they get fitted, and then how does their life change?
Generally, people who really realize they are cut off, they are just thrilled. What happens is they're so isolated, then they actually become tense about what's going on around them because they really don't know. And once they're included in their environment and can participate, a whole weight's lifted off their shoulders and they actually relax. I've had people come in and say, I'm not so tired at the end of the day.
Yeah. It's hard work trying to keep up.
Yep.
Yeah.
Do people become closer with their spouse again? It's because sometimes the spouse would be in the kitchen because they don't want to have to repeat themselves 5 times, and now there's a proper communication.
And there we go, another feature of hearing aids. You can relieve that tension between spouses.
Yeah. It's hearing loss is the one sense that not only involves the person who has it, but it also involves significant others because it involves communication.
Sure.
So as Mike says, it affects relationships. It bringing someone back into the game of hearing life so that he or she isn't always guessing what the person might have said, and then playing rollback catch up to figure out, did they say dishes or fishes? Okay, what were they just talking about?
Right.
Eventually, as Mike says, the person gets fatigued.
Now, often vanity and pride get in the way of somebody coming to NexGen in downtown Victoria to see you. But once the family has dragged them in and had them fitted, what's the number one thing they say? Why didn't I come sooner?
That's a big comment. Why didn't I come sooner? But sometimes it takes a little while for that to happen because they still have to adapt to
the new life.
hearing. Yeah, and they may be positive about that, but, quite quickly they'll probably say, oh, what was I missing? Why did I let myself miss all that?
Yeah.
Now, back to this system that you have where you have the lapel mic that someone else can wear. Does it get lost? Can you find it? Is a search feature? What can you do with that?
On the app, there's a search feature for that and for the hearing aids. Like if
really?
you misplace the hearing aid, it will tell you.
Does that happen a lot?
I've had it happen a couple times just recently. And one person, my GPS on my phone here said it was over there by that bush. Okay.
So it has a GPS function?
Yeah, some of the hearing aids have a GPS function, and the new Oticon hearing aid uses GPS that can track down your hearing aids.
That's crazy. Yeah. That's crazy. I always think you put things in the same. Like I put my keys in the same place. I put my watch in the same place.
Yeah.
So whenever that's a good habit with hearing aids. I'm guessing.
Oh yeah, but
people get
things happen.
Yeah, things happen.
Things happen.
Now, can these hearing aids help with? No, Dr. Ted is going to say tinnitus, which is the clinical way. I say
Tinnitus?
Tinnitus. Yeah, I almost forgot I said it the proper way.
Some say tomato, some say tomato.
But, that's the ringing in the ears. And you've had clients be helped with this app and these devices as well, right, Mike?
Yes. Tinnitus patients generally get instant relief if they have hearing loss, and that's maybe the cause of their tinnitus. Generally, they get pretty instant relief when they have the hearing aids on, because their hearing loss has made the world really quiet already. And if it's quiet at night, and if you maybe hear a buzz, this room isn't quiet. So they generally get instant relief. But there is applications in the hearing aid to generate sounds that can mask over the ringing, whether it be gentle music or an ocean sound or
New age.
Pink noise, white noise.
Pink Floyd?
Yeah.
Pink Floyd.
Well, surprisingly, I've had people say that pink is, I like the pink sound. Surprised me.
There you go. We are speaking, that's the voice of Mike Henwood from the downtown NexGen location, and Dr. Ted Venema is our regular guest here, NexGen Hearing. And when we come back, we're going to shift from one company to another to see what options they have for people. Opticon, and we'll find out what new technology they have next on CL 650.
Canada's only weekly radio show dedicated to the baby boomer lifestyle. This is Boomer Life on CL 650.